This is the high roller. The brightest stars. The biggest bankrolls. For 2 days, stacks grew, blinds rose, and players fell. Now, 6 remain. The margin for error narrows as ranges widen and uncertainty increases. It's a tightrope walk to the finish line.
All in.
All in. All in.
And only one can make it to the other side.
Cool.
Welcome to Malta and the second leg of EPT 13.
Weren't we, like, just here?
Well, to be fair, this is our third trip in 18 months, but it's our first time covering the 25K high roller.
Ah, yes, the tournament for folks who like to drop 25 dimes on a buy-in, but also like to save a buck by doubling up on a hotel room.
Yes, curiously, 2 of the players at this six-handed final table are roommates.
You ballers.
Well, David Yan's achievements go well beyond rooming with his friend Max Silva. The chip leader has a slew of big cashes to his name, but he's yet to close out a major tournament.
So my biggest result was for second place in 25K. I'm pretty excited about the opportunity to try to, win this tournament outright if I'm able to do it.
Close behind David is Alexei Koroshenin from Ukraine. The EPT 10 Vienna champ has now transitioned to big buy-in events and racked up a third-place finish in the PCA 2015 high roller. Can he go 2 better today? Nikita Bodzyakovsky from Belarus is third in chips. He's an online star who bubbled this event last year. In fact, he's yet to make his mark in a high roller.
I already played a lot of 50K, 100K events, but I don't have any great results there, so this is my first final table, and we will see.
UK pro Max Silva, aka David Yan's bunking buddy, is another player at this final table looking to bag his biggest live result to date.
I've had a lot of near misses. I've had a 6th in EPT Prague, a 9th place in PCA, 7th in Monte Carlo high roller. It's always kind of heartbreaking to be so close because I think really as poker players we're only really happy with first.
First place is also on Ramin Hajiev's mind. The businessman from Azerbaijan has earned $1.5 million in live events, but he's another player who can't seem to close a tournament.
It's my second 25K final table, and I was close 3 times, finishing 9th, 8th, 10th, so I think I'm due to win already.
And then there's Ola Shemian. Here he is at yet another final table. The EPT 10 Player of the Year may be the short stack, but he can never be discounted.
I don't have a lot of chips, but I have a okay table draw. If I manage to get a double up quick, and then everything can happen. It's an awesome way to do it. It's perfect.
With 65 total entries, the prize pool in this high roller stands at nearly 1.6 million euros. Up top, the better part of 500K and a PokerStars.com EPT trophy. Hello everyone, it's James Hartigan alongside Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
Time to decide the first trophy of this Malta festival. Blinds at the final table, 5,000, 10,000 with a 1,000 ante. Action on Alexei Koroshenin, who's got 3s under the gun.
There we go, man. Pair's a pair.
He raises to 23K. King Jack for Ola Shemian.
Ooh, under the gun raise gets some respect.
Giev passes, as does chip leader David Yan. Max Silva gives up the small blind. Nikita Bodzyakovsky recently made the final table of the biggest buy-in event in online history, but failed to cash.
Oh!
Ace-5 of hearts in the big. He defends.
No respect from the big blind, of course, not with a suited ace.
Ooh, action flop. A set versus top pair in a straight draw.
Set ball, nice.
Check to Koroshenin.
Always bet your sets.
He continues for 29k.
You don't give cheap cards, and more importantly, you gotta build the pot. Like a little nerdy Ukrainian Bob the Builder. Only instead of toy highways and stuff, you're building a giant pile of money.
Bardziakowski calls. The turn card is a 7.
5-6 just got there, but you can't stop betting based on one hand combination that's beating you.
Action check to Koroshenin for a second time.
Okay, there's a couple of bigger sets too out there, but come on.
Yeah, he's going to bet again. Into a pot of 115,000. He makes it 65,000.
And Makita's still got top pair, and now another straight draw. So calling is standard.
Well, that call takes us to the river. The 10 of diamonds. Koroshenin has a lock on this. Bardziakowski checks again. Koroshenin fires a third barrel. Last chance for value, 135,000.
A little bit of a decision here with top pair. Bardziakowski is going to give this a think, because it's never a snap decision to lay down top pair, but I'd be shocked if he called. There's a very small argument for getting hero-y here, but honestly, this would be a crazy triple barrel bluff at this stage. And that's all top pair is beating. I don't want to say a fold here is standard, but getting excited about a fold is like getting excited about a car that comes with airbags. So pretty much standard.
Bardziakowski lets it go. Koroshenin adds 127k to his stack and takes the chip lead.
Looks like Bardziakowski's got a wicked case of the smiles. It's contagious, look at me.
Action on Olashemian, the table short stack, and he's got kings under the gun. Raises to 23k. Ace-queen suited for Ramin Hajiev.
Uh-oh, I know what you're thinking. Ace-queen suited, 3-bet, but no, mira, honey, mira. Hajiev has only got 30 big blinds, and he's thinking about raising an under-the-gun raiser.
Well, he's 3-bet to 67,000.
It's fine, but he better be ready to call it off.
Folded to Koroshenin in the big blind. He's out, so back on Shemian.
Well, like, Shemian's almost never calling, regardless with what he raised with. Pocket kings seems fairly obvious.
All in.
He shoves. Question is Ramin Hajiev priced in and forced to call?
Well, he's getting not quite 2-to-1 with a hand that's basically never more than a 2-to-1 dog. And he's going to be flipping against a lot. I actually think 3-bet folding here is pretty bad, because like I said, always never just calling.
This is for a lot of Hajiev's stack. He's being railed at this final table by EPT 12 Prague finalist Ilkin Amarov.
What do you have, Ole?
2 cards, lol.
Hajiev lets it go.
Good fold in the short run, but in the long run, yeah.
Shemian up to 352,000, but still short.
Giving me some sweat over here, huh?
I don't care what he had. I just want to know what he had. All his hand is whatever.
Oh, he's posting all about it on his Tumblr page.
Well, the next player out will receive nearly 100,000 euros up top. More than 465,000. 9 spots paid in this tournament. David EPT, Patrick Leonard and Adrian Mateos have already cashed out. And David Yan is taking evasive action to stop his fringe from covering his eyes.
The struggle is real.
Shemian was wearing that bandana yesterday because he was cold. It actually belongs to David's girlfriend.
It's bitter now. The glasses are slipping down, right? Is that the
It's
problem?
okay, actually.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
Blinds are up to 6,000, 12,000 with a 2,000 ante. Agier first to act. He folds. David Yan has picked up kings.
Hey-o.
He makes it 28k.
I still got that case of the smiles. What about you?
Always. Round to Shemian. Who's got jacks?
The boy.
Bit of a cooler.
All in.
Shemian shoves.
Cool.
Yan calls. Shemian is at risk and he is dominated.
That was actually a pretty big shove. Ola may have been trying to level David, not thinking he's so strong, or maybe it was just the sight of that scarf. Got him all antsy in the pantsy.
Set up what you're gonna do, right?
The old Kings Jacks 30 big blind girlfriend bandana setup. Seen it a million times.
Yan is now close to a 9-1 favorite.
7.
Is it always coming, 7?
Not on this occasion, so just 2 outs for Shemian. He needs a jack on the river or he's out in 6th place.
No, no.
I'll get my things.
The river. Here's a 9. He's gone.
The game.
Shemian, the first man out from this final table.
The game. Good luck.
Who's surprised he didn't go for that bandana? Bandana.
He earns 98,740 euros. And we witness the real power of that bandana as David Yan reclaims the chip lead.
Bandana. Hello, my babies. Want to listen to more of my jokes and embarrassing stories without poker getting in the way? Subscribe to EPT Not Live on iTunes or download it from soundcloud.com/EPT.live. There's guests, competitions, online dating. You can even get some behind-the-scenes gossip on the show you're watching right now. That's right, more layers than an advanced Rubik's Cube, which has 2 layers. More layers than that. EPT Not Live.
We just saw Shemian eliminated from the PokerStars.com EPT Malta High Roller. Maybe it has something to do with the loss of that bandana. Ola draped the accessory over his shoulders for the last couple of days, but at the final table, it's been back in the hands of David Yan. The chip leader has creatively employed it as a hairband and has been harnessing its powers.
Yeah, that's right. Forget all about ranges and game theory and math. It's all about follicular containment garments.
Cynic. Well, we're going to sweat with the chip leader on this hand. We're going to play it from David Yan's perspective.
If we're sweating with David, I think his girlfriend is definitely not going to want that bandana back.
Ramin Hajiev in the cutoff raises to 30,000. Ace-9 of clubs is Yan's hand. He calls.
Not much else he can really do there. Doesn't want to get it in with ace-9. He'll never be ahead.
Max Silva has folded the small blind. Mikita Bodzyakovsky in the big blind also passes, so we're going heads up to the flop.
Yan can take a flop in position. The Yanimal.
The flop is 9-8-6. So Yan has top pair, top kicker. And Giev, the only non-pro at this final table, set to continue. 53,000.
I actually don't mind a raise here. We have a vulnerable hand which is doing well against Hajiev's opening and c-betting ranges.
Jan just calls.
And we could have maybe gotten some hands with equity against us to fold.
5 on the turn. The board gets straighter, and Hajiev slows down. He checks.
I think a bet here is cool. If we have the best hand, we can protect it.
Well, this is a pretty small bet, 43,000.
I think that'll get the job done.
Was the job to induce a shove?
No.
Hajiev check raises all in.
I'm gonna go ahead and call this all in Suicide Squad because we know it's not good, but we probably have to see it anyway. We do not have outs against much, and we're drawn dead against plenty.
Jan calls.
Set?
You have set?
No.
Hajiev has an overpair.
Listen.
We've got outs. 7!
A 7 would chop it. There are 5 cards that would eliminate Ramin Hajiev.
Sometimes we are going to dinner, and it's always coming 7.
Ultimately, he needs to fade an ace or a 9. The river is an 8.
Listen.
Ramin deserved that one, and now he deserves a pat on the back from Amarov, am I right?
So David Jan's stack takes a hit. As Ramin Hajiev doubles up. He's now 3rd in chips at this final table.
My name is Ramin Hajiev. I'm from Azerbaijan. I'm 29 years old. I don't do poker for a living. It's my hobby and I'm very passionate about it. Whatever I do, I try to do it good and try to be the best and succeed in it. For 7 years I was living in Spain and playing professional tennis. I was playing Davis Cup for Azerbaijan, was the champion of Azerbaijan. But my tennis career stopped pretty fast because I was having a few injuries. Coming from the professional sportsman background, you became very competitive. And I kind of feed this competition hunger in poker. Before I was traveling for tennis tournaments, now I'm traveling for poker tournaments, but it's still a competition. My biggest live result was a 25K in Prague. I finished 3rd there. Of course, I wanted to win there, but finishing 3rd was still a very good result for me. This trip started pretty well for me. It's my 2nd tournament in Malta. First one was the 10K high roller and I finished 5th. The tournament was very tough, but the guys that are gonna be against me today are the best in the world. Once you get there over and over, you know you can do it. You start to believe in yourself much more. So I think I'm due to win already.
Whether it's poker or tennis, one thing's for sure. This guy's all about the aces. I'll see myself out.
Please do. Well, the action's been folded to Hajiev on the button. He's got 8-7. He raises to 30,000. David Jan has king-queen suited in the small blind.
Queen suited, yes, queen. Love queen. It excites me.
Jan calls, silver folds. So here we go, round 2 between these guys. The flop is 10-10 deuce. Both players miss.
No pair, no draw. Why not bet?
Hajiev continues for 27,000.
Jan's also got no pair, no draw. Why not fold?
I don't think he's folding.
Nah, he's gonna do the same thing.
Oh, he's going to check raise. I assume this is a bluff, but he actually has the best hand.
Check raising always is an option, although if you tried this in Texas in the 70s, it could have gotten you shot. along with wearing a salmon-colored shirt. This is a weird check raise, but I guess he's just trying to deny the button some equity.
Ooh. Aziev responds by re-raising. It's a 3-bet to 125k.
It just went all 2011 in here.
And Jan folds.
Pretty weird 3-bet, because he'd probably never do that with a 10, but Hagiev wins the button-clicking game.
Yeah, and he takes about 100k off David Yan. And that means Yan has lost the chip lead. Alexei Koroshenin now sits atop the leaderboard. Yan in second, Hagiev in third. Bodzyakovsky and Silva are the two low men at the table, both playing fewer than 30 bigs. Action on Bodzyakovsky.
32.
He raises from under the gun, king-queen suited.
Oh, that is a very delicious bet for that sexy queen.
Round to the blinds. Pocket sixes for David Yan in the small. He calls. Max Silva in the big has 8-6.
He is all the silver you can handle. He is maximum silver.
And he's getting a rather appealing price here.
Mm-hmm.
He calls as well. We've got some three-way action. The flop is king high, so Mikita flops best, top pair. He's a 3-1 favorite. And the action has been checked to him.
Bodzyakovsky should be betting this.
106,000 in the middle. And no C-bet, he checks behind.
25% of his stack in there, and he checks it. Huh.
Max has paired his 8 on the turn, but Mikita is still a big favorite to win this hand with kings.
Yeah, maybe the check will work out for him since Max has just caught up a bit.
Action's been checked to Silva.
And he just might bet it.
74,000.
Max is trying to protect his hand.
Bodzyakovsky calls, Yan folds, heads up to the river. Interesting card. The 10 of diamonds pairs the board and puts a potential flush out there. Joe, we have a straighty flushy paired board.
You love it. Max has got some showdown value. Typically, he'd want to get there cheaply.
No, he turns his hand into a bluff and shoves.
He's trying to rep diamonds or a 10. Mikita is in a brutal spot.
A bold bluff from Max Silva.
I actually think this is a fold. Max isn't super likely to be bluffing here, and a ton of stuff just got there. For Max's tournament life and most of Mikita's.
Bodzyakovsky folds, the bluff gets through.
Pretty sweet, Max. Pretty sweet.
And we're kicking it up. Next level. Blinds now 10,000, 20,000 with a 3,000 ante. Action folded to Alexei Koroshenin. He passes. Ramin Hagiev has queens on the button.
Lady Kings.
He raises to 46,000. Round to Max Silva in the big blind, who has A7.
Uh-oh.
All in.
Max shoves and snap call from Hagiev.
Even though it looks bad, the shove's reasonable. The button's going to be getting out of line a lot.
Max Silva at risk and behind.
The nervous yawns. Oh, it's contagious.
Nice hand.
It's not over yet.
And it's not like he printed the cards himself. I mean, he just got dealt queens.
Ace on the flop.
That's brutal. Oh, I hate a disappointed Amarov.
The turn card is a deuce. No help for Hajiev.
Careful, those are $4 sunglasses.
Max just has to fade a queen on the river. He doubles up.
I think it's just under 4.
And that's the way the news goes.
Dördüz.
I gotta be honest, I'd be chucking a lot more than my sunglasses. Like my lunch.
Max Silva up to 857,000. Would you like to join the pros on the tour? You can qualify for a main event at PokerStars.com. We are in the beautiful Mediterranean archipelago of Malta, the season 13 of the PokerStars.com EPT. We're down to 5 in the 25k high roller with more than 1.3 million euros still up for grabs. And straight back to it because Max Silva has just called Mikita Bodzikovsky's all-in. It's ace-king against jack-10.
Give him an ace and a king.
Actually, you had a chance to fold.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah, that's why you can't be too excited, otherwise then he's gonna think about it, right?
I want you to have both an ace and a king on the flop. Okay.
and queen and turn.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know I won the 10. I mean, I would like a queen, but...
And the ace on the river.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Agreed.
That's the flop, that's the turn, this river. We agreed.
These guys.
Pair for Max.
Not a good one.
Hi-ho, silver!
An ace or a king needed for Mikita. Deuce on the turn. He still has 6 outs.
But still, ace on the river.
You asked for it.
He asks, but doesn't receive.
Okay.
Unlucky, man.
Good game, bro. Alright, Dutch.
It's my lucky day.
Mikita Bodzikovsky cashes for 127,400 euros, and we are down to 4.
I'm so good at poker.
Don't sell yourself short, Max. I mean, to even get to this point, you must have had way more suckouts.
Well, by virtue of that coup, Max Silva is now chip leader. Meanwhile, Ramin Hajiev is in the danger zone
Danger zone!
with just 16 big blinds. Blinds are currently 10,000, 20,000 with a 3,000 ante. Hajiev has ace-5 under the gun. And he's folding.
Yeah, with his stack, it's all in or... Who is that?
It's David Yan, and he's got pocket jacks.
All right, we'll focus on the Yan here.
Raises to 50,000. Ace-queen suited for Max Silva in the small blind.
This is a bigger cooler than the one they used to keep Andre the Giant's spare heart in.
It's a 3-bet to 185,000. Gets a fold from Koroshenin. Action back on Yan.
All in?
He shoves.
How much is it?
Here we go.
You may break me for this one afterwards. I'm most definitely not folding, but... You guys can do cartwheels. I mean, maybe this is really bad, but I can fold now.
Max is referencing the pay jumps they're likely to see when the two big stacks go to war here.
Max calls.
Yes, queen.
Time to flip.
Is it bad? Is it really bad? Maybe.
I don't know.
Glad, bro.
Too bad there's no app where you can look it up.
It's a pretty big flip, man.
Pretty big flip, yeah.
But yeah, let's...
You have him covered, Max?
Yeah, by a little bit.
Okay, you guys can. You don't have to hide your excitement if we bust. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's the flop.
Pretty bad.
Jack's holding.
I really don't see any other way you could have played it.
Turn card is a 6, so Jan will double up unless there's an ace or a queen on the river. He doubles.
That's it, bro. 9. I got it.
Who was that joker?
That's 9 guy, and that was some classic 9 guy right there.
I was hoping at 10s, obviously.
This is going to be an awkward lights out situation later.
Hey, I see him.
Hey man, I'm trying to get some sleep. Sorry dude, I was just celebrating winning that high roller earlier.
Max Silver down to 236k. David Jan is chip leader once again with a stack of 1.7 million. So a huge pot between two friends sharing a final table and an apartment.
It's pretty cool that I'm rooming with Max during this trip.
We often try and run together, but we basically just never made it happen because of one of us books early, one of us isn't going somewhere, and this is just the first time it kind of worked out, and so far so good.
After like the day's over, sometimes Max and I might, talk about a few hands that happen. I think it's a good idea for, basically any players to talk to friends or other players about some things they're not sure about.
I've talked strategy with quite a few of the guys on this final table, and at this level, everyone is so good that everyone kind of knows what everyone's doing. It's more just what they're going to do on the day.
Of course, when you talk a lot about, your game and questions and strategy with other players, if you play with them, then of course, they're going to have a deeper insight into your game compared to other people. But at the same time, you're also going to know a bit more about them.
I think everyone's playing quite like a game theory kind of balanced focus game, so I think even if you knew someone's strategy, in theory, you wouldn't be able to kind of gain too much of an edge by knowing that.
Going deep together is always nice, so it should be pretty fun and exciting to see what happens.
It's always fun to kind of have a friend with you kind of on the journey towards the victory, and hopefully we can make it 1 and 2.
Well, after that huge collision, it's highly unlikely they now finish 1 and 2. Blinds are up, 12-24 with a 4K ante. Ramin Hajiev has kings under the gun.
He's got the kings, he's got the cowboys.
And bingo, bango, bongo, he raises.
Yes.
Ace-3 for Max Silver in the small. Max is short.
How much do you have? You're like 494, according to the official count.
Max folds. Alexei Koroshenin has ace-king in the big.
What is with all the coolers? It's like a Packers tailgate up in here.
There's a 3-bet. 152,000.
Keep it together. Keep it together.
All in.
A shove.
494.
And a call.
Let's do this.
Two Skarol.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Not sure I can handle all this trash talk.
Hajiev, the player at risk here, but a 76% favorite. Bigger favorite now.
Diamonds are a Koroshenin's best friend, though.
The turn card is not a diamond. 2 outs for Koroshenin.
Everything won't be funner. Say it like you believe it, Alexei.
No ace. Hajiev doubles up.
Sick, man. King's ace, king.
Cooler after cooler, not the fun kind full of beer and bratwurst and then later with someone's random vomit.
This guy was super short a few hands ago, and now he's up over $1 million.
That's the way the cookie uncrumbles.
Meanwhile, Alexei Koroshenin is the second shortest stack. Max Silver still the player at immediate risk.
Immediate risk zone.
He's got Queen-9 of diamonds.
Easy shove as the shorty four-handed.
All in.
He does shove. Koroshenin has ace-10.
How much is it?
Oh, come on, you're calling.
277.
All in.
Actually, he reshoves.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Fold.
And shows 10-8.
It's okay. It's okay.
1K change.
Queen 9.
Q.
Max is drawn live.
He's got 42% equity, but he is at risk.
Classic race is underway.
Not a race, not really classic. King Jack 5 flop.
No. I don't like that one. Can we get a new one?
Max needs a 10 or a 9.
He folded 1 down, 1 out less.
I know. I don't like it.
Game over.
Gamer.
Good game, Max.
Gamer. Crush it.
Alexei Koroshenin turns a straight and eliminates Max Silver, who cashes for just over 164,000 euros.
So, David, I'll see you in the room. Try not to make too much noise. If there's a sock on the door, come back never.
Hand delivery system. Just
Yeah,
for you, buddy.
thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, enjoy.
3 remain in this 25k high roller. We're down to 3 in the PokerStars.com EPT Malta High Roller. We've seen bluffs, shoves,
All in.
double ups, and bust outs.
Good game.
There's nearly 500,000 euros on the line, and the Champions Trophy.
I didn't know the trophy was gold. That puts a whole new paint job on things, literally. I think they just painted one of the silver ones.
Blind still 12,000, 24,000 with a 4,000 ante. Action on Alexei Koroshenin, who has pocket 3s in the small blind.
Well, he's not folding.
He just calls.
Not a bad limp shoving hand if you get raised.
Ramin Hajiev has ace-10 in the big.
Having said that, maybe these stacks are a little too big to do that.
Hajiev raises to 85,000.
We know if he gets it in, they will be flipping. Most of the time, Hajiev won't be this strong.
Koroshenin just calls.
I can't fault him for taking the safe way out.
Well, the Ukrainian is still ahead after the flop with his small pair and a gut shot.
Yeah, this is one of the better flops for pocket 3s.
Action goes check, check. And Hajiev pairs his 10 on the turn, taking the lead. And Koroshenin's going to bet.
It's bad timing, but it's reasonable. It's part semi-bluff, part to fold out hands that are behind but would still have good equity.
105,000.
Betting into top pair in 2016.
Hajiev raises to 280,000.
And I think the move here is to just call and hope for a cheap showdown, or, better still, call and just get there.
Koroshenin is the effective stack here.
All in.
He elects to shove.
Wow.
Hajiev calls.
This is a big shove, and when you get called, you're going to have 6 outs at best.
Две тройки.
Koroshenin survives with a 3 or a 5 on the river. It's a 9.
What's Hajiev doing? He won.
Alexei Koroshenin eliminated in 3rd place.
Good luck, guys.
Good.
Au revoir, Alexei.
He receives 217,400 euros. And we are heads up. 2 players remain, each aiming for his first EPT High Roller title.
For heads up, I've played like my fair share, so yeah, overall I feel pretty good about my game.
My plan would be play my game, and I know that I won't crack under the pressure.
We've had a number of deep runs and some of them went quite well, so yeah, pretty happy with how things are going, and maybe this will be another edition.
I want to win, finally, the big tournament to get the monkey off my back, you know? I think it's due to change.
That is exactly what this show needs. A monkey.
Hey, good luck.
You can tell Ramin really wants this. He has the chip advantage going into the heads-up battle.
The tennis star versus the hoodie czar.
It's 1.82 million against 1.43 million. Blind still 12.24 with a 4K ante. Jan will be first to act here. 9-7 of clubs. He raises. Giev has a dominating hand. Jack-7.
Not likely to know it, though. Nobody ever looks down on Jack-7 and goes, I got this locked up.
And Giev calls the 53K. We're going to the flop. And David Jan flops a boat.
Well, this is a pretty sick start to the heads up. Obviously, one of these hands is huge and the other isn't, but even heads up, Ramin's hand is pretty dang strong.
Yeah, having paired his 7 here, he probably thinks he's good. Action check to Jan, who continues to 45,000.
And he would continue with almost his entire range.
Pretty quick call from Hajiev.
Makes sense.
Turn card is a queen, and Ramin is now drawing dead. He checks. $204,000 in the middle. And Jan bets 130K.
Ramin can maybe start thinking about folding now, but if David had total air, he'd probably bet here a lot too. He would also bet a queen a lot.
Giev calls. The river card is another queen. Interesting because Ramin has now been counterfeited.
It's actually the good news, even though he doesn't know it.
He checks a third time. Jan going for value. 215,000.
215. 50.
Well, what would have been a Hajiev hero call is now a suicide call. So even though he's going to be annoyed that his hand is counterfeited, that's probably the best thing possible for him.
He folds. Jan adds 232K to his stack. And that will see a shift in the chip lead. It's pretty close, but Jan now has the slight advantage. 1.66 million over 1.59 million.
You got to be ahead to win it.
Giev has 9-6 on the button. And he raises to 55,000. David Jan with Queen 10 of clubs.
And this looks pretty, but it's not always a 3-betting hand, heads up.
Well, he does 3-bet, a re-raise to 185,000.
This is basically a raise for value. This tells me he thinks he's got a pretty big post-flop edge against Hajiev.
Ramin is not folding. And he's not counting out a call either.
It really is 2011 in here.
He pulls back his initial raise and sticks out a 4-bet, 395,000.
Now, first getting 4-bet looks pretty gross, but Hajiev's actually given David a really good price on a call with a hand that flops pretty well.
Jan does call. 798,000 in the middle as we go to the flop. Well, Jan has paired his 10. Couple of backdoors for Hajiev.
Not really much of a poker face there, Dave.
Yan has checked Tergiev, who had the pre-flop betting lead. Looks like we'll see a continuation bet. That's 340,000.
Bet's a little on the small side, should make a call pretty easy.
Yan does call with second pair.
Second pair and a lot of chips in the middle already.
Yeah, nearly 1.5 million. 7 of diamonds on the turn, so Hajiev picks up a straight draw. Yan, however, is now a 9-1 favorite.
Neither player's got a pot-sized bet left behind.
The action goes check, check. The river is the queen of hearts. Well, it's 2 pair for Yan, but he can't like it. A whole bunch of draws just came in. He's checked Hajiev.
This is a card Hajiev could easily try to rep.
He has 9 high.
All in.
And he bluff shoves the river.
David's hand is far from the nuts, but I think he's got a call.
Cool.
He does call. And that's it. It's over. Just like that, David Yan takes down the EPT Malta High Roller.
I think he might be in shock.
Meanwhile, Ramin Hajiev will need to be consoled by his friend. He falls short.
Still got that monkey on his back.
It's David Yan who ships the title. 334,000 euros for the runner-up. More than 465,000 for our winner, plus the High Roller Trophy.
David Yan, you've won tournaments and other tours before, but how does it feel to walk away with one of these?
Yeah, it feels really good. Pretty happy about it. I mean, luck was on my side for sure, but yeah, of course, like, feels really nice. Just couldn't ask for more, really.
Did it feel nice playing against your roommate, Max Silver?
Yeah, it was fun. Sometimes it's like tough to play against your friends and stuff. You know, you don't really like, not sure what the other's thinking, and you kind of know each other pretty well. But no, it was fun.
I mean, there was one gigantic flip between the two of you that you happened to come out on top on. What do you plan on doing to make that up to him?
Maybe buy him one drink or something.
One whole drink. Do you think you can do better than that?
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it.
Okay, 2 drinks, he says. Let's get a big round of applause for EPT 13 Malta 25K High Roller Champion, David Yan.
Today I started as chip leader, but there was 6 of us and everyone was very good players, so could have gone any way, I think. I didn't have too many huge losses. I won some, you know, very important big hands when they mattered.
All in. Cool. Set up what you're gonna do, right? Good game. Good luck.
I don't like it.
Good game, Max.
It was a funny surprise to win so fast. I feel really awesome. I'm pretty happy that the cards fell my way in the important times, of course, but yeah, I was very happy about it.
25K High Roller Champion, David Yan.